Hi guys, Dave in Texas here. What you're looking at is a beautiful little Danelectro that I really like it a lot. I mean, it's a beautiful guitar. Now it's made of that plastic stuff they make it out of, but it's got those great lipstick pickups in it. Looks like a little Telecaster, right? Hear that? Isn't that wild? Only problem is, there's the body and here's the head. The head got broken. Oh, ouchie. And this is a good guitar too, guys. It's not a crappy one. This is a pretty good one. It's got real gotcho tuners on it. You know, it's a shame this happened to it. But he picked it up broken. He thought he saw a really good opportunity to get a good guitar for real cheap. And it may turn out that way, as a matter of fact. What we're going to do is take this neck off here to start with. Okie dokie. And then we're going to get that fretboard off this guitar and put a new truss rod in it. We're going to do quite a lot of work on this guitar and get it back to snuff. And as I explained to him, we're not going to restore this guitar. And there's a big difference between restoration and fixing it, okay? In other words, you will see the work that I've done on it. It will be apparent. I'm not going to camouflage it like you would do a restoration. Of course, it's not going to look like shit, you know, wires hanging everywhere, but it will be put back together again. It will work properly, and it's going to have some filler in it. Just all the pieces are missing. So I've got to cut a few pieces and make a few pieces. I've got to join a few pieces. I have to do some pretty slick stuff on this. And I gave him a really good price on this, so I'll be able to do it. Now, obviously, you can go out and spend, I don't know, a couple $100 on a replacement neck and just bolt it on. But it's not going to be original. It's not a Danelectro neck. These necks are really nice when they're in one piece. But the problem is, first of all, getting one to fit this, because you see it's not made like any other guitar. It's not made like a Fender neck. It's got a really, really wide and long pocket to it for its neck to fit in. And that in itself means more money. More money. And then trying to find one that fits properly, good luck. Because of all the necks I've seen in replacement parts, I've not seen one yet to fit the guitar properly. To fit it 100% like it was made for it. They just don't. You have to have them adjusted. You need to fix them. You need to shim them. You need to do all kinds of things to them. And it'll never fit like the next this fits. It's so tight like it does. Alrighty. Let's see if we see anything on this. Not a thing. No date mark, no nothing but the old truss rod. Nothing in here but a shim. And that's actually not a shim, that's just a piece of tape. But should be a very, very interesting video and a very interesting rebuild on this and repair job. Okie dokie. So, as I put these parts away, hang in there. I'll put that body up too. Whoopsie. I'll put that body away into a box and keep it for safekeeping, away from harm's way. But what we are going to do is keep the neck out, get a flat iron out here from the house, one that I've used before to do this very same thing. Get the fretboard off the guitar. I'll use it on high steam, high heat, to help me melt that glue off. You can see it's already coming off because of the fracture that took place. But what I don't want to do is damage the fretboard even when it's already been damaged. Here we go. Hang in there, guys, while I heat this thing up. I'm going to be using a spatula knife that looks just like this and putting heat to it as well to get this thing to separate. And it shouldn't take much because it's already apart. So, you're right back with the heat. Okay, guys. Well, I've got a couple of problems. I'm looking around for my old metal scale, old one I've got, and I can't find it. So, I'm going to have to go with a long T square. I don't want to use it. It's kind of counter to what I want to do here, spread the heat of this thing. I don't want to spread it all up and down this T square. It's going to take longer. But I got it set up on a piece of wood, keep my linen from being screwed up. That's a very nice cloth I use for padding on my movable workbench. And what I'll do, I'll put heat directly on this thing, about where the split stopped, if it'll touch. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do it. I think the weight, yeah, there we go. Okay, finally got the weight of this thing to press down on this and spread this heat through it. Like that. So, I've got a dry iron on high heat. Alright, pressing down on a very long scale, which I wish was much shorter. Unfortunately, the scale I've used before is missing, as usual in my shop. And I'll take this knife here and use to pry it loose along with a small chisel, with the pressure on both sides. And use this as well along the sides to get the glue to release. But the main thing is, I want to make sure it's touching it. It's touching all right. But the length of the scale is a problem. It's just really too long. It's going to spread the heat all up and down it. But the nice thing is, it's got a place I can grab it and remove it from the fretboard. But it's going to take a lot longer to get that heat to do its thing. And you can see the iron's going, yes, I'm too high. I'm to temperature. I'm at temperature. I know you are. And it's going to take anywhere from 15-20 minutes to get this thing hot enough to transfer to that fretboard all the heat I want it to transfer. Now, fun and games in the shop, Days in Texas shop. Oh boy, oh joy, oh joy. It's always something weird. Anyway, we'll get a clock on this thing, and 15 minutes later, we'll see how well it's done. Okie dokie, let's do this very carefully. Get that iron off there. That's hot. It shouldn't be so hot that it burns me though. Wood is hot, guys. And let's just see if we can get down some of this glue to come off. Well, it's starting to separate some, but not much. I have to try something a little bit thicker here. No, that's just too much. But the glue is coming up. There's another fret, 2 fret down. The glue's broken up. I may have to get out a putty blade to get this stuff up. But it is working. It's spreading out. Coming off. Very slow job. Now I stopped right here before, but now I'm about 2 frets more on the work of getting that glue off there, and it's still coming. But what I'm going to do is switch scales. I'm going to have to take the cork off the back of that one scale and just get a new one sometime later, because this great big T-square is just too big. It's spreading the heat too much. So Stay tuned, guys, while I skin that scale. Oh boy, that looks like fun. Well, some of it's coming off anyway, but look, that's why I gotta get off this thing, because I don't want to burn it onto the fretboard. And have the glue from the cork get on it. The question is, how can I get this stuff off here and not have any glue to deal with? It's covered in glue. Doggone, that's what's keeping the cork on. Alright guys, we'll figure it out. Well, as you can see, the old glue's coming off the scale pretty readily with my larger chisel. I still have a residue left on it, so I'm going to take some glue be gone, or go glue, or whatever the hell it's called. Some paper towels and get the rest of the stuff off here. And like I said, what would have happened if I had gone with this scale to begin with, it would have given up that cork and that batting on the cork that held it, as well as this glue would have been all over that fretboard in a trice. On the fretboard itself, I'm going to lay this across, just like I did before the little one. I'm sorry, the big ruler. A T-square is exactly what it is. But you can see there's a lot less mass I have to heat up. Okay? I'll put this on max dry heat and lay it across this. So it's up on the frets, it's not touching the board at all. And it's on the major part that I need to get hot. And I'll leave it there about 15 minutes. I'll come back and check the progress on this. See what I can do to get that fretboard off of there. I don't want to force it, I want to crack it. I want to be easy and gentle with it. But it should come off and it should continue to progress. Because it did go down 2 more frets on the glue release just by having on that great big scale. So this should, you know, do a little better job. But about 15 minutes is all you want to run this thing. So hang in there. Okay, we got it to heat again. And let's see if I can get all that stuff off here. That I want to get off first. That is hot. This is all hot. Wow. Okay, come on, glue, let go. It's just barely giving up. But it is giving up. Wow, 1 fret at a time, guys. It's breaking free. Those frets are hot. Oh, shit. Alright, I'll have to use something thicker than this to get this off here. But you can see, just barely, it went down 1 more fret released off here. But it is glued very well, just like most good guitars are done. And it's going to take a lot more time to get this thing off here. It's not just going to happen overnight. In a second, you know, not quick. So I'm going to set everything down, get inside my portable bench here. And it's still warm. And see what I can do. I've got another tool in there. Okay, so here it goes back on once again on dry heat only. Wow, this is taking a while, guys. And another 15 minutes is starting right now. So that'll be 1:30. When it's time to remove that. In the meantime, I got other things I can be doing, so hang in there, guys. Okay, here we go again. This time though, guys, I've got what's known as my deadly hatchet. I don't know why I bought this thing, but it's for taking paint down and spreading putty. And this thing is dangerous. I mean, you can headhunt with this thing. It's so dangerous. Like, damn. And it will cut you guys. If you're thinking about buying one of these for your tool shop, carefully consider it. If there's anything else out there you can use. It's just hard going, guys. I just don't want to force this. But it is giving it up. Just ever so slowly. And especially on this one side, I got 3 frets. I got 3 frets that have opened up now on this one side. The other's not doing as well for some reason. But it is coming loose. And start a little lower. Get down in there. Oh, God. This other side is just a booger. And why is it causing all the problems? I don't know. And what I'm going to do here in a minute is take another tool I've got and give it a shot to pull it through this width of this board all at once. Even heat it up while it's in the board between it. But let's put it back on the heat. Keep at it because it is working. If I can center it up more, maybe it'll get that one side. Alright, another 15 minutes on the cooker. Whoopsie. Let's don't go direct. Let's go transfer. Alright, that didn't cause any problems. That would have, but it didn't. Of course, that's what takes longer to transfer this from that scale down to the frets, down to the board, to heat this thing up. Okay, another 15 minutes has passed by. We're going to try her again. We're going to lift that little baby off there because it is hot. And we're going to go back at this one and see what we can do on this side. This is the one that's giving me a hard time. And it's still giving me, it's just not breaking free, guys, on this side for some reason. The other side, as you can see, is much further down on the frets. I don't get it. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on this thing. I may end up cracking it. It looks like it's about to do that right now. That's a scratch. Alright, well, what I will do to help this thing along, I'll put this scale down at this T-square down it to add some pressure to it while it's heating and see if that's going to help any. Okay. A little bit more balanced. That's about as far as that's going to go. Because that one side is just not giving it up like it should give it up. And why, I just don't know. Alright. So now I got pressure on it. Let's see if it's going to help any. Alright. So, well, y'all see this rig, guys? It is pretty wild. Oh, whoa. So what I've done, I've used the T-square to help put pressure between the neck and the fretboard, and see if while heating it, that's going to cause it to help give it up. And one side is doing this what it's supposed to do, just the other side is not. Maybe this old iron is just causing the problems. I'm not sure, but it is doing. It's heating. You know, it's not heating a hell of a lot, but you know, I can't put it on steam. That would be a nightmare. Okay, let's see. Next time be 1 or 2:15 to get it out of there. Let it finish cooking. So it's slow but sure. Okie dokie, let's see if that cross beam helped it any. Keep that heat on it, help spread it. I don't know if it did or not. I sure hope it did, because this is going way too slow. And that is really hot. I don't want to touch that. This is not hot at all. The wood is hot. And it's just not doing it. It's spreading everywhere but that one spot, guys. Gosh, I don't get it. It's going to be plenty of heat to get this thing to open up. I went one more notch down the line on the other side, the tough side. This one went down a full fret too. Alright. Well, it's maybe helping it some, having this in the middle of it. I'm going to open it up some. Okay, let's try her again. Give it another 15 minutes. Wow, that's hot. Okay, here we go. Another 15 minutes, guys. Let's see, that'll take us to 2:30, so be right back. Alright, once more into it. Let's try her again. After which, I think I'm going to put it directly on the board and see what we come up with, because this has gotten too long and I'll end up drying this thing out bad. Well, that's not moving much. Damn it. Oh, God. I've got to get past this spot here. I don't want to crack this board. That was like a bad spot. Damn it, it's not moving any further than it was. Well, direct heat. Gotta do something to get it off. What else to do? Let's take this little jewel and put it down the center of it and see what we can come up with. Oh, great. I don't do any of the above, that just blew. Here we are again, guys, trying to get this thing to come off, and it's not coming off. So my next step, since the iron won't work, is to take my heat gun, alright, heat up this metal piece here, grab it with some towels and try to pull it down. If that doesn't work, I'll heat up my spatula blade and pull it down the line. If that doesn't work, my last resort is use my God, what do you call this thing? My oh my God, or oh my God, Chulu blade from the Chulu Warriors and circumcision tool. Of course, there's not very many of them. They're a very small tribe because of this being a circumcision tool. Not too many people, not too many of the men or boys live through the ritual. Anyway, here we go. Alright, here we go. We're going to try and pull some down now. Of course, I'm using these towels to do it because this is really hot. Wow, it is hot. And it's just barely opening up again. But at least these sides even now. God almighty damn. This thing is insanely glued down. I can't believe they've done this. Holy shit. Well, I'll be doing this on and off. I don't want to get too damn hot. I don't want to damage the fretboard. But this thing is just not coming off. Further down the neck, there's a much larger area to glue up, as you can see, and that's what's holding everything back. This large area starting here is probably completely glued down, all square inches of it. Shit. So slowly and carefully I'll be working this back and forth, trying to get it down the line, and hopefully I won't pop any frets loose. But if I do, I gotta replace them and put them back in. So hang in there, guys, while I work this thing up. Well, I finally got it loose from the damn thing. Take a look. Ta-da! Got the truss rod out, but here's the problem, guys. See that big sliver of wood on there? That broke away when the neck broke. And this thing was all curled up, and I didn't see it. So we're going to go in there and do some gluing on the neck and the fretboard too, obviously. And the neck fretboard is weak in 2 spots, and they're going to crack. I know that. And they're going to crack. I know that for a positive fact. Very weak since it was bent. All right. And of course, once you cut the frets in, it gets even weaker. So we're going to have to do some creative gluing to get the new truss rod in there and build this neck back up again and get this head back on here. So it's going to be some kind of fun. But, you know, it's still cheaper than putting a new neck on. I have to cut the frets, all that kind of good stuff. Hang in there, guys. What I've done, guys, I've gone back and I taped the original, well, the fretboard to the original neck piece, which it still fits. Simply because it's warm, it's pliable right now. It had a big upward bow to it because it had been left broken and unglued about this 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th fret. It's kind of went and made a big U-turn, and that was kind of becoming permanent. So while it's hot and warm, I've taped it back down to the neck, and hopefully when I remove this tape in a couple of days, it'll be nice and flat again. If not, I have to wet it and start working on the shape of it. And it's really brittle right now. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of spots going to crack because they really went deep with the fret cuts on them. But that happens. So anyway, here we are. It's all taped up and ready to let it sit for a while, let it get its true shape back. And have no more bow in it. We want that bow to go away. What you're looking at is the truss rod that went inside the Danelectro's neck. And you see I put a lot of pressure on it. It's giving a back bow to it. Alright, the kind we hate. I just want to make sure it's still working. You can see I'll straighten it out here in a second. Ta-da! Now straight again. See that? And here's basically how it works. It's just traveling down it and causing it to arch. I'm putting that pressure on it without it being inside the guitar. You can see a nice bow beginning when it's under pressure. See that? Ta-da! That's how a truss rod works, a one-way truss rod. Okay guys, we're back working on the little Danelectro, the broken neck piece. And I've got a couple of problems involved. I've got a working truss rod, so I have to replace that for him. But the biggest problem is I really just don't have anything to drill into to add stability to this neck. So what I have to do is fill this with polyurethane, thick plastic basically, and leave it at that. Glue and polyurethane. As you can see, the truss rod comes all the way up to the break point, as well as this neck itself is just not thick enough to drill anything into. If I did, I'd splinter it and it'd go to pieces even worse than it is right now. So unfortunately this is a bad break, but it will be fixed. It won't be as stable as it should be or could be, but it will be fixed and it will work and it won't fall apart. It won't look real wonderful, but you know, he's not paying for restoration, he's paying to have it fixed. So let's take a closer look at all this. So I'll be using premium PL glue adhesive. It's a construction adhesive to glue this thing up with. The Titebond is just not sturdy enough for this. I need something really, really strong to do this job and make sure it stays where it belongs under the stress of the strings. The good news is that I've got you know, a very good platform to glue to as far as the fretboard is concerned. And I do have a piece of inner joins with the brake itself, so it's not as bad as it could be. You know, there are fitting pieces. So once I get the adhesive, I'll show you how I glue that up, and we'll go from there. Thin layer glue on there right now. We're going to put the rest on there. Once we get the truss rod in place, just like this, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on it. Now I've got a good position. Make sure you get that wood part in there glued up, because that's what's important. Make sure it gets covered. And then find the spot that break takes place and glue it up. Now no, this is above that particular break line. Like that. That fits perfectly, okay? I like the glove in there. So that's exactly where that belongs. So let's go ahead and just clamp this up right here. I'll get this extra glue out here in a minute. And clamp it down here and one in the middle. Alright, let's get that glue off first. Gotta use some water to get that glue off of there. Any extra, I'm going to squeeze out before that dries up. Alright, so that's all coming off. I don't want that to move. Okay. I don't want to clean this glue up later. And I'm going to move this grip down a little bit further. It's just too close right now, that edge. Not like that. Alright. Yeah, I still got some more extra squeeze out. So, more squeeze out to get rid of. Y'all can see this. And all this at the bottom that's extra, gotta get that off there. And I'll sand that. Get any of the extra squeeze out of the way. I gotta make sure this is all squared up before I put more pressure on it. And make sure I got at least some kind of squeeze out on this glue. Otherwise it's not gonna be holding. So let's go all the way down to the bottom of this. Squeeze up there. Yep, there it comes. Now it's coming out. And that squeeze out means that you know, put a good amount of pressure on it to make sure it holds. If you don't have any squeeze out at all, well, my friend, it's not going to hold. Okay, and the last one, I'll have to probably clean that glue off later. Got to squeeze out of the other section. "24 hours for that Loctite to set." So I'm going to let that set. In the meantime, I'm going to try to unbow this neck that's bowed. You can see this, guys. This is the bow this neck took. This neck and fretboard. You can see this. See this end here? Now it's bowed up. And unfortunately, trying to straighten back out, it gave up the ghost and broke. Okie dokie. But that should be enough clamps on there to get that thing started. If I have to, I always use a syringe to inject more into it. So hang in there, guys. Okay, so guys, I put now on this thing 5 clamps and 4 clamps and a of course, I got more clamps all over the place. Just no room to fit them. You know what I'm saying? Dozen of these things. Anyway, I have no place to put these things. There's not enough room. So, we'll go with these for 24 hours and see how it sets up. And then the trick's going to be to get this bow out of this damn neck. Now this fretboard, see that bow at the end of it? Damn. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I guess I'm going to glue it and clamp it and wet it before I clamp the top. Maybe put oil on it. See if they will hold, because if I don't put any pressure on it, it'll crack the darn thing and break it off at the next fret.